It's a blockbuster anniversary for one of America's most iconic films. 30 years ago this holiday weekend, Back to the Future first hit theaters. Michael J. Fox's character Marty McFly traveled back in time from 1985, and you'll no doubt remember this famous scene in which Marty has an uncomfortable run-in with a younger version of his mother, Lorraine, played by actress Lea Thompson.
I've never seen purple underwear before, Calvin.
Calvin, why do you keep calling me Calvin?
Well, that is your name, isn't it? Calvin Klein? It's written all over your underwear. Oh, I guess they call you Cal.
No, actually, people call me Marty.
Lea Thompson joins us now from Los Angeles, and she now appears on the ABC family show Switched at Birth, and we'll have that in the summer premiere on August 24th. So good morning to you, Lea. We have to love that scene, Calvin Klein. Do you remember filming that scene?
I do, very much. We had a great laugh all the time. It was just such a peculiar situation, you know, knowing that I was his mother and I was talking about his underwear and my hope chest.
And Calvin Klein, who knew 30 years later would still be such an important name? So
I know. He still makes purple underwear, too. Every once in a while I sign them.
Oh, really? Well, that's an interesting take. Well, over the course of these 3 films, we saw several different versions of your character. You had high school Lorraine, future Lorraine, even one of your ancestors was in the Old West. And there was one version of Lorraine particularly that was most enjoyable or challenging for you to play. Which one did you like most?
I love them all, but the Lorraine in Back to the Future 2, where I had the really big boobs and I was super boozy and, like, you know, my acting was like giant. I loved that character, and I'd like to play her again, actually. I mean, some version of that person. That's
like the Vegas Lorraine.
Yeah, the Vegas Lorraine, exactly.
Well, the scripts for the Back to the Future films are pretty intricate and time-changing back and forth, and the sequels referencing the earlier movies and then to the scenes that are not necessarily shot in order. So how difficult was it how difficult was it for you to put the scenes in context when you were filming?
Well, you know, we're always used to that, you know, taking things out of order. And so, you know, it just becomes a matter of tracking your character and the nuances of that. And mostly it was just joyous to see how the art department changed, you know, Courthouse Square 3 different times completely. And, you know, that kind of movie magic is still awesome to me and such an incredible thing to be part of.
Well, it is still awesome, and you think 30 years later, does a day go by without somebody approaching you about Back to the Future, other than signing underwear, you know? And do they know more about the film than you do at this point?
Yeah, actually that happens a lot, you know, and, you know, I used to joke all the time when I was younger. I'd be like, I've been in the business so long, it's been 30 years, but now it's actually been 30 years. And I can't believe it that this movie is that old and still beloved. I mean, there's 4 Deutsches, my husband's Howie Deutsch, and there's 4 generations of Deutsch girls that love this movie. Great-grandma, grandma, mom, and child. So it's quite a spectacular thing to be part of.
A different version of Back to the Future there. You know, fans are always asking if there's going to be another Back to the Future sequel. Do you think that's going to happen?
I doubt it'll happen. I mean, I guess Bob Zemeckis says absolutely not. And so, you know, but I bet you maybe in 20, 30 years, somebody will remake it again.
20 or 30 years, well, we hope you will still be a part of that. But, you know, before we go, I know you're in the studio working on the next season of the ABC family series, Switched at Birth. What can we expect this season?
Oh, there's a lot of drama. My character, Catherine Kenish, and her husband, we have money problems. There's a pregnancy. There's new boyfriends. It's a great season, and to be in its 4th season and still have such great stories that are topical is wonderful. We're nominated for a Television Critics Award again. We keep getting a lot of, you know, accolades for our show. So I'm really excited about being part of it and it being in its 4th season.
Lea Thompson, thanks so much. Congratulations on the anniversary. And honestly, you haven't aged a bit. It's amazing. 30 years later, who knew?
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.